Hello everyone, welcome back to Manufactoria 2022. We're kind of going through financial tech here. Is this... Which puzzle is this that we just did? Produce money equal to the number of coins. And what did we max out on? It was time, right? Or we did well on time here? Yeah. I was thinking some about... God, how well do you have to do for area? Nine? So, I was thinking some about how to improve this one. And it seemed like a sort of simple solution would be to just output 2s all the time. And then if you find something that needs to be equal to 1 mod 2, i.e. is odd, you can remove the 2 you output most recently and put in the 3, right? So like, let's just see how bad that ends up looking. So we... Basically, right here is where our loop is going to be. You say, is there at least $1 left? If yes, go this way. And if there's at least another dollar left, or coin, I guess, then we found 2. And so we put a 2 in and go back to the state where there's no money left dangling. At this stage here... Oh, this is going the wrong way, isn't it? No, that's right. It's hard for me to see the colors of these things. But so if at this point... Oh, but this one is backward. There. At this point, if we discover that there's no more money to output, we can just leave. We already output all the money necessary. And at this point... Oh, well, this is why outputting... why Area 9 is going to work and why everything's going to be so small. At this point, we've written... We know we've written at least 1 2 already. Because we always write at least a 2 when we get to an even number. Now it's an odd number, so we need to subtract... one of the 2s we already wrote by reading a 2. And then write a 3. And this should be it, right? Yeah. So this is the area and scanner solution, I assume? Yeah, okay. Cool. Well, let's have a look at Accountotron. I'd begun to suspect that something was strange with our finances. We were selling more robots and more expensive models than ever before, but our profits hadn't gone up proportionately. Without telling Marcus, just in case, I set about building an accountant robot to investigate the problem. Okay, so what the hell is this? What does green mean? Green is an equal sign. A robot that enters with an equal amount of money on each side of the equals. I see. So... I presume we start by writing a yellow so that we can keep track of where the yellow and where the 2 bits of money are. And obviously we remove some amount of money from the left side and then go remove that same amount from the right. We could have the amount of money we remove always be the same. Like, say, always remove $5 from the left. But that's kind of hard, isn't it? Because if we find just a single 5... Well, yeah, for starters, if the left side is just a single 5, it's impossible to remove 10 from it. But you could, in that case, maybe do something special. However, like, if you want to always remove 5, you're going to be in trouble if you, like, get a 10, right? Because you can, like, let's say remove the 10, fine. And then you, like, can't write 5 cents back because your right cursor is positioned inside the other amount of money. Oh. Wait. Can I, like... No. I was thinking briefly I could, like, gradually move stuff from the left to the right, but that would be if I were adding. It doesn't help me with doing equality. So the other approach we could try is to always remove a single coin from the left, and then try to remove it from the right. That's going to be hard as well, because, like, let's say you remove a 10. You may not find a 10 on the right. You might find 2 5s, but if you remove a 5 and then you find a 10, and then you find no more 5s, you'll feel pretty stupid, won't you? So, what if you, worked on parity first? If you first ensure that the left and right sides have the same parity, i.e. the same, like, even odd number of 5s, then after that, could you always remove 10 cents forever? Like, would that be okay? There will always be 10 cents on each side. Well, if they're equal anyway. But you still won't know how to remove 10 cents from each side. Okay, maybe you just have to normalize the inputs so that they both, like, don't have excess 5s lying around, right? Or even just turn every... Oh, but it's hard. What I want to do is go through each one. No, that's not hard. Go through each one and kind of do the making change that we did before to canonicalize the input so that it's got a bunch of 10s followed by a bunch of 5s. And at that point, you can just go through the two amounts and just remove the amount in the front each time. And they have to be equal, right? So that seems okay. Yeah. I feel like there's got to be a better solution. There's no way this is winning any medals. But I don't have any better ideas, I don't think. All the same, I'm going to think some more about it. I'm going to just pause the video, think about this off camera, and get back to you. Okay, this didn't actually take that long. as it turns out. I would say that was less than a minute that I was thinking off camera. But there totally is a way to do this. It doesn't require normalizing or doing anything weird. And there's probably more than one such way. But I keep getting like thrown off imagining that it'll be hard to write something back to the area you're in the middle of. Because like you read from the beginning and you write to the end, right? But the beginning and the end are still in the same region, right? There's just like a cursor point in between where you read and where you write. It's like, right, if I write, if I'm pointing here, I'm reading this and I'm writing there, but those are adjacent, right? They're in the same group. So I can make change within a section by just reading something and writing something. So what I think I want to do is go through the input and look at the first coin on the left. Remove that and just copy all the remaining stuff from the left, and then get to the right side. And then remove that amount. If what I see is a 5, then I go looking through the right side until I look at the first coin on the right. If it's a 5, I just remove it and copy the rest. If it's a 10, I remove it, replace it with a 5, and copy the rest. If the first coin on the left is a 10, then I look at the first coin on the right, and if that's a 10, I just remove them and they balance out. If it's a 5, then I just copy 10s until I get to another 5. If that doesn't happen, the amounts don't balance. Is that true? It should be, right? Maybe not. If the left hand has a 10, and the right hand has only a single 5, and I hit the 10 first, no, I hit the 5 first. There might be no more... then I just look at the next coin. If it's a 5, I throw it away. If it's a 10, I replace it with a 5. Because I already threw away one 5, and now I'm kind of demoting a 10 to a 5. Yes, okay, so this all checks out. It should work. It's just like work to make it actually happen. So let's get started, I guess. God, these things are so small. I really wish I could zoom, and also that there was better contrast on like the stamps and stuff. Like, what color is that? It's green, but if I have to get real close to be able to tell it's not yellow. Even with those two next to each other, it's not easy. So, okay, we start by writing a yellow. That's what color that is, okay. Just test that for me. Yeah, we wrote a yellow. Great. So now we must read a single coin from the red side, or perhaps a green, indicating red is empty, or the left side is empty. If it is green, then the next coin that we find must be yellow. Or else we will be sad, right? So those are there. So yeah, if we read green followed by anything but yellow, we junk it. If the next coin is red, okay. I'm gonna have a little bit of maneuvering problems maybe getting around this. Oh, whatever. I'll just draw some stuff and we'll see what happens. So I found a single red. What do I do next? I copy the entire left input. The same thing will happen if I see a blue. But I do have to duplicate all that because I'm carrying around different internal state about remembering what coin I saw. So that's easy. I guess we need a conveyor belt here to get around this thing. And we copy the input until we get to a yellow. No, a green. Because there's a green in the middle. Oh, it occurs to me, this junker here is not needed. Because we'll never read a green followed by another green. So I can actually do that. Ah, I can't though. No, I can. Right, I was thinking I had read over the green, but that's not true. So I've now copied the left input except for one red. And I've read the green in the middle. So the first thing I need to do is write back that green. Actually, let's point it up. Then I need to look at the first coin on the right side of the equals. If it's yellow, we immediately throw it away. If it's red, we can just go straight back to start, right? Well, no. We next have to copy the remaining input until yellow. And then put the yellow back by going through here. So let's just do a quick test of that logic. My input starts with red. It's got some more junk, an equal sign, a red, and some junk. So I expect I will have removed the reds at the beginning, and I'll have blue, red, green, blue, yellow. Good. So that works. If there's a 10 in front of both, we remove them. And we can actually have extremely similar, I believe identical, handling on the bottom half for if it started with blue, right? I can just take all of this, copy, paste, vertical mirror, color swap, I think. And I've now also handled the case where they both start with blue. So, like, I should actually... Wait, I don't have any accepts. Shouldn't this be an accept? What's going on here? I'm having to get really close to the screen to see what I've made. Oh, I see. It isn't actually correct to color flip this. So to just completely mirror this because of this scanner here. I needed an accept in this spot. Right, this is dead because I can never run into a green. But here is where I need to build out what happens if the... No. There's nothing to build out here. What's happening? How come... Ah, right. Here's my branching off point for both of these. If the second coin, if the first coin on the right is different from the first coin on the left, I'm doing that in these spots. But here, I need an accept. So I can't just go straight into this guy. All right. So no. So okay, it's maybe not like the most amazing thing, but I can just do this. I think this test should succeed, right? So we copy all of that, and we found a matching coin at the front, so we removed it. And the bottom half should do the same. We remove a 5 from the left. We remove a 5 from the right. And here we are with just 10s. Now you have nothing equals nothing. Stamp that. Great. Okay. So now we need to handle a case where the coins in the front are different. And those are not going to be perfectly symmetrical. Also, this is a horrible area and time. I don't yet feel like I'm being wasteful with scanners. I assume something more clever will become possible. But also, I feel like I'm doing everything I can. Like, I'm not... Nothing I do seems optional. But probably there's just a better algorithm to begin with that would obviate the need for several of these scanners and stampers somehow. So let's start on the bottom. Just because why not? We read a blue, and we copied the left tape. And we looked at the beginning of the right tape, and it was red. That's kind of funny, actually. Because what we need to do then is just put a blue in, and then go into... and then copy the rest. And we already have a node right here, which puts a blue in and then copies the rest. So if I just do that, we've handled the bottom now. Okay. Now what about the top? We read a 10 on the left, and we ran into a 5 on the right. Now I need to look at the next coin. If it's blue, swallow it, and then copy the rest. If it's red, write out a 5, and then copy the rest. Okay, it's not too bad. Let me just move this all further down so I have space up here. So I believe I can just put another scanner here. A yellow aware scanner. If it was yellow, throw it in the garbage. If it was red, write a blue. And so I want to get to this node if it was red. So I think what I should do then is grab this and move it up a tick. Right? So if we read a blue and then a red, we replace the red with a blue. So we've kind of taken away 15 cents but added 5. So we're all good on that front. And so the last thing left to do is I read a blue and then a blue. I need to not change the tape at all. And then get to this node, which is a little tricky. But okay, I can do the same trick again, right? Like that. It's, I think I can actually get rid of, well, okay, let's just see if it runs first. No. Hang on, slow down. So the input was, does 10 equal 10? Okay, well, that should have worked. I guess I must just have the termination condition wrong, because I thought we checked this, and it did go down to nothing equals nothing. So we read a 10. And we replace the equal sign. Wait, what? Okay, so there's a 10 on the left equals 10 yellow. I read the 10 and then the green. I replaced the 10. Ah, I got misaligned here. I think. So I'm not supposed to replace a 10. I'm supposed to go straight into this node. So I guess I needed to do this at some point. I'm not sure exactly where I got that mixed up. Oh, another mistake. 10 equals 15. Okay, so we go through... Whoa, I ate too much. I removed the 10, put the equals back. Oh, this was supposed to... Alright, I'm getting confused about who was supposed to put the blue back, because my copying of blues does not work all of a sudden, right? I think I needed to make horizontal space rather than vertical space, which sucks because it makes my program wider, which costs me a lot in area. Okay, let's trace through this again. If I see a red, I come up here, and I copy the rest of the left number. Then I go up there, and if I read a red, I should just copy the entire... So this, like... I think I just need that to go there. Maybe? But I thought the point was that one of these went straight into this node. And, like, by the way, who the hell is crossing through here? Nobody. What happened? Oh, the point... No? So I do need this to be blue here. This whole section is just not doing anything. So I can tighten it up. We go up here. Well, what happened here? I read a blue and then a blue. Oh, that was the node that was supposed to get to here, but failed. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think I need this to move. No. This to move left. So that there's a way into here from blue zone. Right, I read a blue and then a blue, so I just enter this area. Now what about this? If I read a blue and then a red, then I need to get to this node. Does this make any sense? What do you think, robot? Okay, good. But I feel like I can do without some of this somehow. I think this node. The mechanical CPA had crunched the numbers, and the answer was simple. We've been sinking a third of our revenue into wildly experimental new robot prototypes, another third into maintaining and expanding our megafactory, and a good chunk of the rest into executive compensation. I breathed a sigh of relief. Everything seemed in order to me. Okay. So we got the time medal. That's actually a little surprising. No. Yes, right? Half as many scanners? Oh my god. Anyway, so what I think we can do up here is, well, not really. What I wanted to do was have this thing's output point here, if it sees like a yellow, right? But I can't do that. Point there without consuming the yellow. Because we have basically two nodes here whose job is, if you see a yellow, go to the garbage, right? But I can't point yellow up here because I need red and blue to go left and right. Okay, well, fine. Ugh. Alright, we probably have time for a small one. Let's try major minors. Digital cryptocurrencies were all the rage lately. Marcus told me some companies had seen their share prices triple just by adding crypto to their names. It took a lot of computational power to mine cryptocurrencies, but we had a lot of very smart robots. It was a match made in heaven. Use as few 2 and 3 as possible to produce the money the robot enters with. Isn't that what I was doing before? Well, not in my area-based solution to change-making, but... Was there some case where I wasn't? I wonder if I can just copy-paste between puzzles. So this is, Wait, this is the same one. No, it's not. This says use as few 2s and 3s as possible to make the money it started with. This one says use as few 5 and 10 as possible. I see. Ah, I'm getting it... Okay. I'm getting it confused with making a mint, where the input comes in pennies. And we had, like, a cool solution. This is not the one that uses as few as possible. But we do have one I could copy. The problem is it wouldn't make sense to copy it because we're getting the input in a different way. So... when can you use fewer of something? Obviously, if you have 3 2s, you could make 2 3s. That would be an improvement. Are there any other improvements? I think no, right? Like... you can never get, like, a 3 and say, oh, I want to break this into a 2 and a 1. Because what would you combine the 1 with? If you combine it with a 2, it just, like, turns back into a 3, so what was the point? And if you combine it with a 3... then you have like a 4 and a 1, and the best way to make that was a 3-2. So, like, I don't see the point. We already had a 3-2. So I think all you do is copy reds the instant you see them, and when you see a 2, hang on to it for a while until you either get to 3 of them or you reach the end of the tape. At which point, at the end of the tape, you output the 2s because there's nothing better to do. But if you get to a third 2, you output 2 3s and then go back to the beginning. And I think that's really the only reasonable way to do it. So... do I need a green stamp here? I think I do, right? Because otherwise how would I tell if I've looped around to the 3s I already wrote? Yeah. So... we come in here. First things first, if we see a red, just keep copying it. And if we see a green, done. I don't have like a burden of any 2s, right? Now, it's kind of annoying. What I want to do is have a 2. If I read a 2, or if I read like a green, go over here so that I can stamp a 2 and then fall into the hole. That would be kind of nice for area, right? But I can't do that because if I point a green here, I have to point something back into this state, which is no good. Also, I need a way to re-enter this state, but maybe I want to re-enter it while typing out a red, right? So actually I want to build kind of this way and get to here if I can. So in that case, let's... if I see a red, I just write it back. If I see a green, then I output the 2 I was hanging on to and accept. If I see a blue, I'm now here kind of hanging on to 2 blues in my head. And I think at this point I do need a conveyor belt, sadly, to work around this. And just another normal scanner where reds are copied. Greens, I guess I'm trying to minimize scanners this run first. Let's minimize area first. It should be easy to do both. So if I see a green, I have to output 2 blues and then accept. But if I see a third blue, then I can output a red and then a second red and jump in here, right? Yeah. Oh, I can fix area easily. After the third time the factory's power went out, I went asking questions. Turned out our busy crypto mining bots were using more power than the rest of the factory combined. They were so sad when I shut them down. We'll have the power problem fixed soon, they promised. So smart, but so blinded by their own self-interest. So it's really easy to just do that. And then this is it looks like a sort of respectable solution. In terms of area, 20 isn't bad. Can you really even do 16? Ah, and I got... No, I didn't get the best on time. But I did well on scanners and area. That's surprising to me because it's really easy to use one fewer scanner. I mean, let's do that, I guess. Instead of 2 blues here that then exit, I use 1 blue, and then go back to this guy whose job is 1 blue, then exit, right? So I improved on the metal by 1 here. And so for time, what are my problems with time? These conveyor belts, obviously. We have a matched pair of them here, which kind of feels suspicious. If all we cared about were time, and we didn't care about area or stampers, we could make, like... I don't think this is actually leading anywhere. Let me just think aloud here. We could make a copy, basically, of most of the puzzle that, like, starts here. Most of the machine that starts here. So the red gets to here instead of here. But then we just have the same problem at the end of this one, I think. It would be nice if this loop could be smaller. And I mean, the number of operations that are actually on the main loop's like path is not that many, right? It just like it branches off. I mean, right? Like we have 3 scanners and 2 stampers that are like on the loop, and the rest can kind of branch off of it if possible. It's this exit that's a problem. And I'm not sure what to do about it. Ah. No, that's dumb. I was thinking, oh, what if I made this a pipe, and we piped through all this stuff to like the exit here. Great, I made it slower to reject, to like finally accept, but I didn't make it any faster to run the main loop, because it's still... There's still this thing here, right? I didn't cut out a section of the middle. How much faster do I have to be? 5. What's my slowest input? Unsurprisingly, it's a bunch of blues. But I'm a little surprised that the number I have to improve by is 5. Because the number of loops that we did is 3. So if I shaved off 1 per loop, it wouldn't be enough. And if I shaved off 2 per loop, it would be more than enough. But okay, I need to shave off 2 per loop, which means narrowing this to a 2x3 somehow. I guess it actually is right to make a copy of the whole factory, like I discussed I could do. I could copy it so that the first time we see 3 blues, we jump into a new loop that looks exactly the same as this one. What's the point? The point, I think, is that then I won't need this green arrow here. The green stamper. And that means I can have this thing facing outward. So that I don't need anything in the middle in here, and I can have only meaningful components in the center. Or in the kind of hot loop here. And I guess that maybe explains why the number I need to cut out seems so weird. Well, okay, if this solution doesn't care at all about area, first thing I'm doing is that, so that I have more wiggle room down here. So let's get rid of those. And just how soon can I start the new loop? Like, how many conveyors do I have to go through? I hope the number is not very many. I have to enter it basically here, right? Where I'm about to write another red and then start copying reds. So it looks like that, I guess. And I must therefore also have that. And since I'm in this node, I can have the green go out, which is here. No. I want out to be here. so that in can be a loop just in this area, I think. Now, I've read a blue, so I hang on to it for a bit, and I enter another scanner. And again, if it's red, I just copy all reds all day long. If it's a green, I write the blue I was hanging on to, and I exit. If it's blue, I look again. Okay. Here's where I need... So there were 5 things in this original loop that mattered. I guess I need to go up. This is where I re-enter, right? So here, okay. I again copy reds as long as I've seen only 2 blues. And then if I see a 3rd blue, I stamp a red, and that's the one conveyor belt I need in this loop. This is my 3x2 loop with stuff dangling off of it. And this just needs to write out the leftover 2s. So I think this should be the time solution. All right. Yeah, junk on area, and indeed, we improved the time to exactly the best. You end up improving the loop by 2, but the first time through the loop, you only improve it by 1 because you have this kind of wasted conveyor belt or something to that effect anyway. And I do think this is actually optimal for time, and the other solution was optimal for scanners. Optimal for area? I mean, it seems good. It's hard to imagine doing it faster, but maybe you could. No. Come on, you can't do better than that. Alright, anyway, let's back up. And we get all the stamps at once. How satisfying. The area we've unlocked, which we will probably visit next time, unless I get bogged down in a bunch of this stuff, is governance. So we have that to look forward to. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.